Austin, I start, pause. My eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Off the mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. Hey, Burgess, what's going on? Draft lottery. Yes, it is tonight. We're going to talk about that full show because the Thunder have a chance to move up if everything goes right. And then let's just hope San Antonio don't continue the luck that they have having the best player, best rookie in the draft 3 years in a row. So we'll see what that is. So we'll see how it is. But anyway, hello, everybody. Everybody's having a fantastic Monday. Good weekend for the Thunder. The Thunder, of course, won Game 4 to tie the series up 2-2. Should be 3-1. We gave them a game 1, which we've talked about before. But anyway, the Thunder, what I've said before, the playoffs started when we knew what it was going to be. It's the perfect scenario, pretty much, I thought. The Thunder played the Grizzlies, who we wanted. And then we wanted the Nuggets because of the simple fact the Nuggets only playing 7-8 players. Okay? Then on top of that, they went to a 7-game series, which we talked about we needed. They did against the Clippers. Then I said in games 4, 5, and 6, it would catch up to them because of the simple fact that they're playing so many minutes and the physicality of Zubac beating up Jokic. And you can see he's just tired. And like I said, after we won Game 2, I remember I was unhappy about it because I did not want to blow them out. I didn't want them getting any rest. I wanted them to continue to play, and you saw that in Game 3 in Denver in the fourth quarter where they came back and they beat us, and we just completely folded. We folded in Game 1, and we folded in Game 3. We kicked their butts in Game 2. Game 4, SGA kind of closed the door last night and did some things to kind of close the door. And what did he go, 3 for 7 or something like that, and scored eight of our last whatever points. But then, of course, he made two horrible threes, and then turned the ball over. So 3 bad possessions in a row, which is unlike him. But again, like I said on After the Storm yesterday, part of what I believe I'm okay with, I'd rather SGA shoot than anybody else because if SGA is if SGA is on point and he's rolling, then I don't mind J-Dub shooting. I don't mind Caruso shooting. I don't mind Wiggins shooting. I don't mind Chet shooting. I don't mind these guys shooting because they're not trying to make play. They're not trying to be a playmaker. They're just making plays. So that's the difference between our team and everybody else. And I thought I was watching Colin Cowherd earlier, and he said, this is the thing with Oklahoma City. We're not going to win if SGA doesn't play well. We're just not gonna. And you can see Game 1, we lost that game because the coach gave it away. Game 2, SGA played great, 11 for 13, and we kicked their butt because he was on fire. Game 3, we choked down the stretch as a team, coaching staff, players, everybody. We just fell apart. Game 4, we played better. But like I said, part of what my fear was from the very beginning was that he set SGA after he got the 72 tied Kevin Durant for the 72 20-point games in a row. He did not play against the Suns, and I had an issue with that. I didn't like that because I don't want him. He needed the rest, but it's like it was all about J-Dub. This team is all about J-Dub. The Thunder about J-Dub. The city's about J-Dub. You're doing the same thing you did with Russell Westbrook. And I had this conversation with a guy last night about Kevin Durant and the 1 hour that he gave the Thunder, or he decided the 1 hour before deadline that he wasn't going to be here. And I go, bro, remember that's what Sam Presti did to James Harden. He gave him 1 hour to make a decision. Remember? He goes, oh yeah, I forgot. I go, well then catch up. Don't sit there and blame the players. Don't be blaming people. I mean, give the organization some credit, some blame too. He gave James Harden 1 hour. Kevin Durant gave them 1 hour. That's what happened. He was paying them back for what they did to him, and then he also said, if you want Russell, there he is. You can have him. That's what he did. That was a complete screw, not to the city, but to the organization for what they did to him. That's what that was, plain and simple. So don't get caught up in trying to blame Kevin Durant and all that. Stop all that nonsense. So anyway, that being said, let's get back to the thing. The Thunder are now back in the place where they need to be. Now there's a huge game tonight with the Warriors, and we need the Warriors to win. We need them to tie the series 2-2. Several reasons. Number one, we need that series to extend because we need them to keep playing. We don't need them home tonight and then we play tomorrow night for game 5. Then we play Thursday in game 6. We need them to lose tonight to make it 2-2. Then they turn around and they play Wednesday for their game 5 so that we'll get one day off. But this is my thing. SGA has not played well because he sat all that time because of the J-Dub thing. So they rested him, and he sat for what, 14 days, 13 days or something crazy, and he has not recovered. Then also in game 4, when he started rolling, what did our coach do? Being the SGA cooler, that's what I call him, the SGA cooler, because he's the only one who can stop SGA, is him. And he takes him out and changes the lineup in the first quarter so he can play him second quarter. I'm like, bro, he's rolling. When SGA is rolling, coach, Billy Donovan made the same mistake with Kevin Durant. And most of you people don't even remember because you don't pay attention to the little details. But Kevin Durant made 4 threes in a row. This is Billy Donovan's second or third, fourth game, whatever game it was. And he subs for KD. And KD had just made 4 straight threes. He shot a 3 from like 25, then 28, 30. He was cooking. And Kevin Durant, he pulls Kevin Durant out, and Kevin Durant looks at him like, me? You're getting me? And he walks over and he sticks his hand in Donovan's face. Like, I'm not talking to you. What did that signify? It's the same crap that we've got with this guy, a Billy Donovan clone. He did not build it. And I said this today. Had Billy Donovan already been a head coach in the NBA, he would have had a different effect on the Thunder. But because he came from college and thinking, oh, I'm the man and I'm this and I'm that, no, you're not. You got players, they're number 1, you're number 2. But that's not Billy Donovan. That's not how he had been used to it. Now he's like that as the coach of the Bulls. He's like that now. But had we got him like coming from the Bulls to us, it'd have been a different outcome. And you got this guy who came under Billy Donovan from Florida all the way up. It's the same thing. He is tone deaf. He is, as my friend says, he can't read the room. He has no concept of how to coach a superstar. And what have I said all along? What are the things I've wanted him to do? Take J-Dub out at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter, 5-minute mark of the third quarter, have SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, and J-Will, Ihart, or Chet. Then in the second quarter, when you 6:47, whatever the time is, that timeout, you take J-Dub out, you put him in there, you leave him running with that group. Bring him back in after sitting for 3 minutes or whatever it is. J-Dub should not play anything less than 5 minutes. He should play 5 to 6 minutes less than SGA a game, period. Not 1 minute. And remember, when we're 1 and 2 in the playoffs, do you know that J-Dub was playing more minutes than SGA? Did y'all know that? J-Dub was playing more minutes than SGA. How is that possible? You have the MVP. You have the guy who's going to make the first team All-NBA 3 straight years, top 5 player in the league, arguably the best guard in the league, and you play somebody else more than him because you think this guy is going to be better, number 1. Number 2, you're trying to develop this guy. And I'm sure it's got something to do with salary and all that because you can't pay everybody. I get the economics. I understand what you're trying to do. But we're not going to win without SGA. You will be relevant. You will make the playoffs like we did with Russell when we lost KD. And this is a perfect example. J-Dub got hurt. We didn't miss a blink. We didn't blink. We didn't miss a beat. We went right on through those 5 games without him. Didn't miss a beat. Did not miss a beat. On top of that, you look at that. He had 30 points in game 3. SGA had 18, 20, whatever it was. What did we do? We lost. You're not going to win with J-Dub being your lead scorer and SGA not. These are the facts. These are how it is. You can be mad at me. You can whatever. I'm telling you the truth. This is how it is. You can get mad. You can have attitude. You can call me a hater, whatever. But guess what I am, right? Guess what I was before, right? Guess what I said was going to happen? All those things are going to happen. What did he do in game 4? I said what? Take him out in the fourth quarter for 2 to 3 minutes. He did yesterday. We were down when he went out. We were up when he came back, and we had a rhythm. That's all I'm saying for Dagnall. Quit trying to develop J-Dub, and he's a number 2, number 3 guy. That's what he is. He's not a number 1, no matter how great of a developer, a person, or whatever you think you are. That's what he is. Chet is a 2 or 3. That's what they are. And instead of you getting your number 1 and putting everything behind him and lifting him up, you're tearing him down. If you think it doesn't hurt him, of course it does. I'm a player. I know what it's like to have your coach stab you in the back, have your coach do stuff. I know what it is. For example, when I'm at Oklahoma State, I'm leading the Big 8 in scoring, leading candidate for MVP, the most valuable player of the league, player of the year. I get sick. I come back from practice because I missed the practice. The next day I'm on second team. How the hell am I not on? How am I not starting? Excuse me? I'm leading the league in scoring. I'm the leading candidate for player of the year. I missed one practice because I'm sick and now I'm not starting? That's what I'm trying to explain to you, what that does. It messes with your psyche. And you guys just don't understand what I'm trying to tell you. What he's doing is ridiculous. What did he do last night? He took J-Dub out in the fourth quarter. I said that. Do that. Sit him down for 3 minutes. That's all you got to do. Put him back in. J-Dub played 5 minutes less than SGA, which is what he should be playing, 5 to 6 minutes less than SGA every game. And if he will do what I'm saying every game, we will win without question. We won't lose another game. We may lose one. 5 minutes of the first quarter, 5 minutes of the third quarter, play SGA the whole first quarter, the whole third quarter, bring him within 6:47 or 7 minutes or whatever it is. Take J-Dub out for 3 minutes. SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins. And against Denver, it has to be either Jay Will or Ihart because Chet can't handle Jokic. He just buries him. But the other two are physically strong enough to handle Jokic. That's what you do. If he will do that, we will win without question. But if he continues to try to act like, well, let me develop J-Dub, we are going to get beat again. The number 1 seed getting beaten in the second round again by the 4 seed 2 years in a row because of coaching. 2 years in a row. He cost us 2 games last year against Dallas, and he cost us 1 game against Denver this year because of what he's doing. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. He's very analytical. He's 2 minutes too long. He's a minutes manager. He doesn't understand flow of the game. He doesn't get lineups. Now it's funny, all of a sudden all you people are what? Oh, I hate his lineups. Yeah, you hate his lineups, as you should. His lineups is terrible. What are you doing, dude? But it's all about his analytics. And my problem with him and his analytics is, how does your analytics not tell you when J-Dub is on the bench, we are a better team with him sitting out, that we have a higher plus, and that we're a minus with SJ on the bench, but you play a guy who we're a plus whether he's on the floor or whether he's off the floor, more minutes than you play a guy who we're a minus when he's not on the floor, and we're a plus when he's on the floor. How do you do that? Plus 14, 15 with him on the floor, minus 3, 5 with him off the floor. But you play somebody who you're a plus, whether he's on the floor or not. It's irrelevant. But you play him more than you do a guy that you're a minus when he's not on the floor. That goes to you being analytical. That's you not reading the room. That's you being a minutes manager. That's you developing this guy because you believe he has more upside than SGA. He's not going to be a 3-time first-team All-NBA 3 years in a row. He's not going to be the MVP. He's not going to lead the league in scoring. None of those things are going to happen. He doesn't have the skill set for that. He's a 2 or 3. Now, my guy Nathan Taylor says he's a 3. I say he's a 2B, Chet's 2A. But Chet, last night, what was that about? That was crazy. Hey, Rogelio, what's up? He made at least one correct change down the stretch with Dort, with Carlson, with Caruso, but just needs to keep Wiggins in for J-Dub. I like Wiggins. But see, that's my thing, Rogelio. My thing is this. Put Wiggins in and play. Okay. I don't mind Caruso and Dort being on the floor. And that's what you saw last night. You saw SGA, J-Dub, Caruso, Dort, and Kaysen. And Ihart, and Chet. Or Chet. And then you saw what? You saw SGA, J-Dub, Caruso, Ihart, and Chet. And when you look at the stats, which I'm going to give you guys here in a minute, which just blew me away because I finally did my stats, which I try to do every Monday so we can be updated on them. I try to do them during the week, but I have them for today. These are the playoff stats thus far. And when you look at them, you can see what I am talking about. But that being said, excuse me, here's the game 2. Excuse me, game 4 stats. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, man. Here are the stats. Chet yesterday. 8 points. 4 for 10, 0 for 3. 13 boards. J-Dub, 33 minutes. 2 for 13, 0 for 5. 10 points. He played terrible. And how did he play 33 minutes? He played terrible. He should not have been out on the court. I would give it to Rogelio. Wiggins played way better than him and should have had more minutes than him, but that's not what Daigneault is going to do because that's his guy. So he's not going to do anything but build J-Dub up and get J-Dub ready for the future. That's what they're doing. Ihart, 33 minutes, 8 points, 14 boards. He was a monster. He beat the head. The only thing problem I had with him was the fouls that he committed on Jokic. Get your damn hands away from his arms. Just get your hand up. And that's the thing. What I don't understand about these guys teaching. This is what I taught my kids. Never, ever, 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 ever foul a jump shooter. Get your hand up. Because every shooter, once they see the basket, it's irrelevant. And Jay Williams said that on First Take today. He goes, hey, all that nonsense stuff, when you're playing, once you see the basket and you get a look at it, after that it's mechanics. You're either going to make it or miss it because you've already seen the basket. Looking at it is not going to make the ball goes in. Your release is going to make the ball go in. That's why I teach my guys how to shoot with their eyes closed because it's about mechanics. It's not about seeing the basket. Once you take a look, a person can put their hand in your face. It's irrelevant. It's all mechanics after that. SGA, 25 minutes, 25 points, 38 minutes, 5 minutes more than J-Dub, like I said. 8 for 19, once again, he did not play well. 0 for 5 from 3, and those were 2 terrible threes. And he had a horrible turnover. Horrible turnover. Ooh. 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Now, can I say something, guys? This is the thing that I will say. 15 offensive rebounds last night. 15 offensive rebounds. Ihart had 5. You know what 15 offensive rebounds means? Extra buckets, extra points, another shot at the basket. Lou Dort, 19 minutes. Did not play. Excuse me, man. This weather's just beating me up, man. Make a decision, weather. Lou Dort. Caruso should have been playing more, and he did. Dort, 2 for 10. 2 for 10. So Dort, 2 for 10. Isaiah Joe, 0 for 3. So that's 2 for 13 between those two. Between those two. And then who stepped up? Kaysen, 3 for 3 from 3. Wiggins, 3 for 6 from 3. Alex Caruso, 2 for 5 from 3. But you look at our starters. Our starters, other than Lou Dort, were 0 for 13. So we were 2 for 23 starters from 3. 2 for 23, and we won the game. We won the game. 2 for 23. That's what our starters were from 3. Bench players won the game for us 100%. They were 3, 6, 8 for 12, 17, 18. 8 for 18. Our starters, 2 for 23. That you just can't win like that. Now, what does that mean for today or tomorrow? Okay, now we got past the bad stuff. What that means for tomorrow is I want to win the game. Kind of like game 2. Remember, I said we would win, but I don't want them to be blown out. Because if they're blown out, then that means Jokic and all those guys can get some rest. I don't want that. I want us to win, but I want the game to be 15 points or whatever where Jokic and them have to play because I need for them to keep getting beat up. Because between between J. Will and iHeart, they're beating the crap out of him. As I've said, games 4, 5, and 6, he's going to get beat up because Zubac beat him up at the Clippers, and then now he's getting beat up by J. Will, getting beat up by iHeart. And then we're double teaming him and everything. He's just tired. Plus, what did he have to do? The minutes he had to play and what he had to do to get them into the playoffs, to get them to be the number 4 seed. He's worn out. And then they played, 7 days and 7 games in 14 days? Actually, they played 11 and 24, I believe it is. 11 games because they played 7 with them and they played 4 with us. So that's 11 games in 22 days, 23 days, something like that. That's a lot of games, and that's a lot of pounding that he's taken. And everybody's griping about it. It's like, let me see. I really believe the defense has not let them down, but the offense has lost 2 games. That zone defense is creating problems. Go with the guys that are making shots to break that defense. Agreed, Rosalio. I'm going to say this. What happened was we made some shots. Wiggins made a couple shots. SGA made a couple shots, and that got them out of the zone in the fourth quarter. And they've been able to play that zone, which is what kills us. We don't have an answer for it. Because when we're not making shots, and remember, on the road, that's when bench players struggle, which you just saw the numbers, okay? Except that Caruso and Wiggins got us through and Kaysen pulled us through. And that's why I say it. When you have SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, and either iHeart or J. Will now against them. But, it would be Chet. He'll do better against Minnesota. But if you have that 5 in there, and that's the 5 that he runs with J-Dub. J-Dub is not the guy to run with that group, even though Dagnall tries to make him that group because he knows that's your best group. But it's better with SGA than with J-Dub. The reason why is because SGA is the leader. SGA is the guy, when he starts scoring, it releases the pressure off everybody else. J-Dub doesn't have that ability, especially against good defenders. He doesn't have that skill set. He just doesn't. He doesn't have ball handling skills. Listen, he doesn't have them. Kaysen don't have them. Caruso doesn't have them. Wiggins doesn't have them. And neither does J. Will or Isaiah Hartenstein or Chet. None of them have the ability to handle the ball. So that's why, to me, A.J. Mitchell was so important to put in with that second and fourth quarter group to start with them, because now you have a ball handler, someone who can run the offense, get everybody in position to score. Without him, you have J-Dub who can't handle, Kaysen who can't handle, Caruso who can't handle. Now, they can bring the ball up the floor. That's not what I'm talking about, handles. I'm talking when the defense is bearing down on them and pressing them full court or three-quarter court or half court. They don't have the ball handling skills to do it. They'll rush and try to attack the basket. Well, if you're attacking the basket, you got to have a plan. And this is what I teach my kids. The guy who guard you, this is how I was taught. The guy who's guarding me doesn't count. I'm going to go by him. So now I got to find the second guy who's the guy in front of me. When I get ready to attack, I'm looking at the zone or I'm looking at whatever. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to get by this guy. And if I attack this way, that's the number 2 guy. So I'm going to make this move for that guy. Now, if I make that move, where's the third guy? Because I got to make the move on him, and then I got to deal with him. Now, in the NBA, you got to deal with the fourth guy, which is what happened to Jason Tatum the other night. Got by his guy, got to the second guy, faded away, forgot about the next guy. That's what happens. You got to worry about that third guy and then that fourth guy. So whenever I made a move, I'm like, okay, I'm going by this guy, and I'm going to do this move because I got this guy here, and I got that guy here. That guy's over there. He can't get to me. That's how you do it. That's the way you create or you attack the basket. You got to be able to see who's available and how do I go about that. That's what you have to do. And then on top of that, Zelio, what they're doing is they're taking SJ completely out of the thing by, as soon as he passes the ball, they do a box and one on him immediately. Because they don't believe J-Dub can beat us. They don't believe Chet can beat us. They don't believe iHeart can beat us. They don't believe Wiggins can beat us. They don't believe Kaysen can beat us. They don't believe Caruso can beat us. They don't believe Isaiah Joe can beat us. They don't. Now, in our side chat last night, we were talking, myself and the commander and Nathan and I think it was John Warren. We were all texting, and it was like, and the commander's like, well, we need Isaiah Joe to step up. I go, 100%. The biggest keys for us is if Isaiah Joe and Dort and Wiggins are knocking down threes. If those 3 are knocking down threes, because they're going to be the ones that you're going to have to say, okay, who am I going to let shoot? It's be one of those guys. And if they're knocking down threes like we did in game 2, we're not going to get beat. I don't care if we're playing Boston. I don't care if we're playing Cleveland. I don't care if we're playing Indiana. I don't care if we're playing Minnesota. It's irrelevant. But Minnesota remember when we lost that game in Minnesota when we were up 20, and we lost that game at the end? How did they beat us? They did a box on SGA, and we kept shooting 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 that game. After 3 after 3 after 3. That's what happened. That's how we got beat. That's how Denver did. That's what Denver did. They're gonna take SGA out, and they're gonna make us make threes. That's their plan. That's their plan. That's everybody's plan, because that's the thing, because nobody trusts our role players. But my thing is this. When SGA is rolling, none of that other stuff matters. Because once he starts making shots, you can't go to a zone. Because once he starts making shots, then we're going to kill you, because Dort's not going to miss, Kaysen's not going to miss, Caruso's not going to miss, Wiggins is not going to miss, Dort's not going to miss, Chet's not going to miss. Jay Will's even going to knock in some. We're not going to miss. When he's rolling, that's how this team is going to make it. And our coach doesn't get it. This team rolls through SGA. So the more you can help him, the more you encourage SGA, the more you build him up instead of building up J-Dub and all the other nonsense, the better opportunity we're going to have to win. That's just a fact. And when you look at, here are the numbers, guys. And I will say this. This is the playoff shooting percentage for the Thunder. Okay, this is 8 games. This is 8 games worth of stats. SGA 27.6, 43% from the field, 23% from 3. 23% from 3. 85% from the line. 85%. He hasn't been shooting free throws well during the game. Now he does at the end, but during the game, no. J-Dub, 21 points a game, 46% from the field, 24% from 3, 75% from the line. Thank God his numbers are going up from the free throw line. Remember, they were at 61% starting out, so now it's 75. Thank God. Way to keep my way to build that up, Jay. Chet, 15 points a game, 41% from the field, 34% from 3, which is decent. 83% from the line, even though he missed those 2 big ones. iHeart, 10 points a game. So 4 of your 5 starters are getting double figures. 55% from the field, 66% from the line. Got to make free throws. If he's going to be on the floor late, he's got to make free throws. Jay Will. So if you don't have Chet on the court, you got Jay Will and you got Hartenstein. One is shooting 66% from the free throw line, the other is shooting 40. Who are you going to foul to wait to get rid of a possession? Who are you going to foul if you're the opposing team to get extra possession? You're going to foul iHeart or you're going to foul J. Will? Because remember, SGA, 85%. Who else you have? Wiggins, 85%. Caruso, 61%, even though he will make them. Let me see. Cason Wallace, 50%. No. So you got that group in there. You got, of the five that we talked about, that's SGA, Cason, Caruso, Wiggins, and either J. Will or iHeart because of, because Jokic just brutalizes Chet. So you got one guy shooting 85%. You got Wiggins shooting 85%. After that, think about it. Look at what you got. Cason, 50%. Caruso, 61%. iHeart, 66%. J. Will, 40%. You're going to have to make free throws, and I promise you they're looking at these numbers. Okay, what do we need to do at the end of games because if Chet's not on the floor shooting 83%, we can't foul him, but we can foul iHeart. Remember, that's what they started doing to the Knicks. Remember that? What did Boston start doing? Fouling him because they don't want him on the floor. If you put him on the floor, we're going to foul him and make him shoot free throws. That's what they did. So, talking about Mitchell Robinson. So, what are the Thunder going to do? If I'm Denver, I'm fouling iHeart, I'm fouling J. Will if they're on the floor, making them make free throws. Now, the problem is if they're both making free throws at that point in that game, which is harder, you don't necessarily want to foul them in Oklahoma City because they're at home. So you don't necessarily want to foul them, play that fouling game with them because of that simple fact. But on the road in Denver in Game 6, hell yeah, I'm going to foul J-Dub. Hell yeah, I'm going to foul iHeart. Hell yes, I'm going to do that. Why wouldn't I? I'm trying to win. If I'm Denver, that's what I'm doing if I'm Denver. That's my recipe. I'm going to foul those guys late and make them go to the free throw line and make free throws. If they miss, that gives me an extra possession. And iHeart, of course, made 2 huge free throws the other day, so that play did not work, or that ploy did not work very well. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you. And if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, these are the guys that take care of you because, like we always say, who the hell does not like clean drinking water? Oak Grove Trucking, my guy Jose Fierro, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my guy up. He will take care of you and make sure things are laid out properly for you. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses, which we will be at tomorrow. Oh, my God. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go to the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40. Just south of I-40, right there in front of the hospital. Can't miss it. And then YNB People's located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. And I can't tell you how good this stuff smells. And you really need to go in and check it out. Go in and see my girl Beth. I promise you, it's worth to go in there. It's so good. And they've got perfume that's fantastic. They got a new perfume that's out, but they have some cologne. It's just, I promise you guys, go check it out, girls. If you want to check it out for your guy, that's what you should do because, like they always told me, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. So go check those guys out. It's fantastic. Penn Square Mall, go see my girl Beth, or just go see anybody there. Tell them that Matt Clark sent you, and you will get some free samples. Instead of one, you might be able to get a couple, 2 or 3 samples that they'll hook you up with. I can promise you, it's well worth it. It is delicious. Some good smelling stuff. I had some on this weekend at the Upper Transitions Gala that I went to Friday night. That was fantastic. Love supporting them. They're one of my favorite charities that I work with and do stuff for. So they're fantastic. But anyway, tonight, Burgess, we're finally there. The NBA draft tonight. I don't know how many people are excited about it. I know I am. Here is, it's at 6 o'clock tonight. Here is the order. The Jazz, the Wizards, and the Hornets all have the best odds at 14% to draft the number one overall seed, which we know is Cooper Flag. Then you have the Pelicans 12.5, the Sixers at 10.5, the Nets at 9, and the Raptors at 7. Now, what we want to do, that seventh draft pick, we want it to be the Sixers. That's who we want the seventh pick, because remember, they're protected up to that. So we want that seventh pick. We want that. That'll be the Thunder. So if the Thunder are sitting there at 7, then we've got enough draft picks that we may be able to move up, because I can promise you the Jazz, they would trade Cooper Flag. I don't think they'd trade him to us, but they would trade him out east. But so anyway, that's the draft order, and that's what you can look forward to. And I look at this and I'm thinking, man, I can tell you that, San Antonio, please don't get another damn draft pick. How the hell do they get the draft pick every year? You know what I'm saying, guys? Y'all know what I'm saying, right? How the hell does San Antonio do it? I don't know how the hell they do it. Because when I look at San Antonio, I'm like, okay, how are you guys in every year you get, they tanked. And what they get? David Robinson. Tanked. Tim Duncan. Tanked. Wembanyama. Then last year, what did they get? Stephon Castle. And then this year, they could get the number one pick again, because they have 2 opportunities. They're number 8, and they have number 14. That's crazy. How the hell can they be so lucky? And this is the thing. We can sit there and look at this because the Thunder are sitting pretty, because we have the Sixers pick after 6. That's why at 7, we want the Sixers to be the number 7 pick. That would be the most fantastic thing for us. I would go through the roof, be happy about that. I'd be through the roof. And I'm sure you would, Burgess. I'm sure you would, Jelio. I'm sure all our fans, if they do that number 7 and it pops out to be the Sixers, I'm going to go crazy. But anyway, this is what the draft order looks like. And to me, all the best draft picks are pretty much in the West. The best teams are in the West. But if you put Cooper Flag with Wembanyama, with De'Aaron Fox, that's unfair. That's unfair. It is. This coach needs learning to do with the greats Popovich, Phil Jackson. They knew mismatches, players to put in certain plays to win games. Kerr, Ginobili, this guy ain't that. He's not. He has no feel for the game, man. He has no feel for the game. He does not know how to read the room, as my friend says. He doesn't understand lineups, and that's just something that we as fans have to live with. Okay? We got to live with the fact he doesn't get lineups. He doesn't understand flow of the game. He does, because when everything gets bad, what does he do? Take J-Dub out, put those 5 in. Now, when we've lost games, he didn't do that. And all I asked him is to, in the fourth quarter, take J-Dub out when you bring SJ in. Take him out for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Let us make a run, and then bring him back. That's all I've asked. Take him out for 3 minutes. Let's make a run with him on the bench, which we will every time. If you want to win games, it's not rocket science, coach. It's just not. Then you got the Nets in there at 6, and I don't know who you all think, but when I look at this, I don't want Cooper Flag to go to the Spurs. I don't want Cooper Flag to go to the Rockets. Everybody else, I don't really care. But I don't want him to Spurs, and I don't want him with the Rockets, and I don't want him with the Mavs. I'm sorry, I don't want him with them either, because those are our teams that we really got to fight for. So I don't want anything to do with that group. I don't want him any of those teams. I don't care. The Jazz, he can go there, because they're going to trade him, I think, because they need what? They need players. They need young players. They need some more players. So they would go out and they get some players. I think that Danny Ainge's already said he would trade that if you give him the right package. Us, we ain't giving him nothing, because he wanted Kaysen. We ain't giving you Kaysen. Last year, this year, we ain't never giving you him. You're out. The Wizards, that wouldn't be a bad thing for him, for the simple fact that D.C. is a nice town. I love D.C., and if you've been to D.C., you love D.C. too. So that's not a bad spot for him. The Hornets, Charlotte's nice. I like Charlotte. But that being said, that wouldn't bother me. The Pelicans, that wouldn't bother me either. Definitely don't want him at the Sixers because that means the Sixers will have one of the picks. I want Sixers at 7, and so do everybody else who's a Thunder fan. We want to have that number 7 pick because the opportunities for what, and tomorrow, or we'll be talking about why the Thunder would want to move up and who the opportunities are because, as we know, what are the Thunder missing? What are the Thunder missing? We're missing a 6'9", 6'10" guy that you can put, or a 6'11", like a Nas. That's what we're missing. A big guy who can shoot the three, who can rebound, who can play defense. That's what we need. We need a Nas Reed or something similar to that. And remember who we wanted, but the New Jersey Nets wanted too much. So we were not giving you all that. We're not doing that. We're not giving away the farm for one guy. But eventually what's going to happen with the Thunder is you're going to have to make some financial decisions. The salary cap goes up in 2 years. And we already know this year we're going to sign Chet and we're going to sign Jada up early so we can save money, which is a great business decision. Then after that, what do you do? What do you do after that? And that's part of what the Thunder are going to have to decisions the Thunder are going to have to make on what we're supposed to do with that. Now, to me, it's really simple. You sign those two early. Everybody else, remember, all of our players under contract. Then what do? SGA is not going to sign early. He's not going to do what Brunson did, gave up $100 million. That's to me, like I said when we were talking about at the barbershop, if he gave up $100 million in salary, what that means is some of those, the guys who have the funds, that's who he did, those hedge fund managers or hedge fund guys. Promise you they gave him points on some stuff that they're doing in investments to cover that up. $100 million? You took a $100 million pay cut? $100 million? That means they hooked you up with some investments or something on the side. You're not going to give away $100 million unless there's a reason why. And I promise you, it's kind of like if you're in L.A. You have all these movie producers. Yeah, you can take less money in L.A. because we're going to make you a solid partner in this movie. You get so many points for this. You get so many points for this TV show. You get so many points for that. We'll make up your money on the side that will be your money forever instead of you getting all the salary up front. So there's different ways to do it. But if you're giving up $100 million, that's a huge amount. And if I'm SGA, I'm giving up $100 million, either I'm getting 10 oil well deals or 15 or 20, I'm getting investments in 20, 30 oil well deals, something, if I'm giving out that much money. But he's not. I'm not. Because I'd want to be the first $400 million guy, which is what he's going to command. And if he takes less than that, then there was some side deals or something happening. 100%. 100% there was some side deals happening. But for me, I'd want to be the first $400 million guy. That's just me. And that's you too. So that's how I look at that. We're going to have to make some tough decisions. Now, in the draft, there's several kids that we can go after. And like I said, if we're number 7 and somebody else gets Cooper Flag, okay, let's go back to that I can pull this argument up, okay, that I'm getting ready to make. Okay. If the Wizards get him, remember that GM used to be the associate GM at the Thunder. I don't think that they would give him up. The Hornets, they may give him up with the right pieces that we could put together for the Hornets because they need some players, and they already got a couple of our guys, so we have a good relationship with them. The Pelicans, not going to trade with us. The Nets, clearly they want stuff we're not willing to give them. So there are things that we can put together because I can promise you, if you put Cooper Flag with SGA, J-Dub, Kaysen, Caruso, because I'm thinking about the guys we're not going to get rid of. So that would be SGA, J-Dub, Kaysen, Caruso, Ihart, Chet. Those are players we're not going to give up. Now we may give up Dort. I would hate to give up Dort, but if I'm going to get Cooper Flag, I'd give up Dort. I may even give up Ihart for Cooper Flag. I'm not giving up Chet. About the 3, I'm not giving up. With the 4, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up SGA. I'm not giving up J-Dub. I'm not giving up Kaysen. I'm not giving up Chet. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. Now, I may, because to me, that takes away from the core of what we're trying to do as a group, so I don't want to touch them. So the people we can make a deal with is probably the Hornets. The Wizards, we can give them picks and we can give them some players. But, depends on who they want. Like I said, no SGA, no Kaysen, no no J Dub, no Chet. Those four are off limits. Everybody else we can talk about. I would really not want to give up Caruso either. But to get him, I would probably I'd probably give him up for that. And I'm sure you guys agree with that. Y'all probably give up. When y'all give up Caruso for him, Cooper Flag, because I can promise you, we have Cooper Flag to go with SGA. That will be your starting five. SGA, J Dub. Uh, if we kept everything the way it is, J Dub, Dort, excuse me, not Dort, um, Cooper Flag, and well, actually, what I'd probably do is this: I'd probably do SGA, J Dub, Dort, bring Cooper Flag off the bench, or either I'd put him in front of iHeart and keep Chet. So I would do SGA, J Dub, Chet, Dort, and him, and Cooper Flag. That's what I would do, and probably bring iHeart off the bench, or I would start iHeart and bring J Dub off or Dort off the bench. But I need Dort for defense. If I got Kaysen, I'd probably have to get rid of Dort for defense. But anyway, that's kind of how I would do it. But the Jazz are not going to trade with us. That's for sure. The Wizards possibly could, but I don't think so. The Hornets we can make a trade with. The Pelicans are not going to trade with us at all. The Spurs are not going to trade with us. The Rockets are not going to trade with us. The Raptors may trade with us if they got up there. So the Raptors will trade with us. The Hornets will trade with us. The Wizards possibly. The Jazz, no way they trade with us because we're in the same division. There's no way they would trade with us. So but we do have enough pieces. We do have picks. We do have some players that we can give them. We can give you Isaiah Joe. We can give you Wiggins. We can give you iHeart or J Will. We can give you that plus 3 first-round picks, 5 second-round picks, whatever. We can give you stuff that we got to give that we can actually get by with that if it comes down to that. That's kind of how I would look at it. I don't know. Let me see what. Oh, very cool. We just got the T-shirts for tomorrow night. Very cool. What they're going to look like for the game tomorrow night. I'm excited about that game 5. But I do believe, like I said, after we lost game 1, I said we'd win 4 out of the next 5. That's how I looked at it. I thought it would be games 2, games 3, games 5, and game 6. That's kind of how I looked at it. But I guess the way it's going to turn out is we're going to win. We won game 2. We're going to win game 4. And I think we'll win 5 and 6 because I think they're just going to beat them, especially if we beat them tomorrow and we're up 3-2. They're game 6 in Denver, and we come out and SGA is balling. They'll just throw in the towel and say, screw it. They're not going to beat us. They'll try to give up a deal, but by the fourth quarter, if our coach does what he's supposed to do and takes J-Dub out in the fourth quarter, that's all I'm asking. 3 minutes, coach, just like you did last night. 3 minutes. It makes all the difference. 3 minutes. Fourth quarter, take him out. SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, either iHeart or J Will. And we'll win. We'll win. It's not rocket science, coach. It's not rocket science. So, but anyway, I'm excited about tomorrow. I think it's going to be a great deal. Sorry, I'm going to miss the commander. They can't come because he's got a business thing he's going to be doing. But we're going to have a good time there tomorrow at the game. I'm excited about doing that. So, that being said, I hope everybody has a good day, man. I went 8 somewhere today, and man, my stomach is and this weather. But I can't. I don't want to say where I ate because I don't want to throw these people under the bus because I've eaten there multiple times, and this is the first time I've ever kind of felt like I'm not feeling good right now, and so it's. Which I've eaten this place probably 20 times, And but today, I mean, right now, it's just like I'm needing to get off the air so I can go to the bathroom. So I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Game 5 tomorrow. Look for the games tonight. In fact, let's go over that real quick. Man. Okay, you have the Knicks and the Celtics tonight. The Knicks are up 2-1. If the Knicks lose this game, I believe the winner of this game is going to win the series. The Knicks can go up 3-1. They can beat the Celtics. The Celtics tied up, kind of like what we did. I think they'll go ahead and beat the Knicks in 6 or 7. The T Wolves, we're all about the Warriors tonight. Warriors, Warriors, Warriors. You got to You got to win. Knicks are plus 6.5 over under 208. The Warriors plus 5.5 over under 200.5. So I hope. To me, I want the Knicks to win to beat the Celtics, and the Thunder need the Warriors on our side of the deal. We need the Warriors to win to make this series 2-2, not go up 3-1. We need to be 2-2, and then Steph should be back for Game 6. But we need them to win a game at home. We gotta have that tonight. It's important. It's important. That being said, hey everybody, y'all have a fantastic night, a fantastic day, because I need to